So I've spent over 100 hours on GameMaker, and today I'm gonna share with you what I've learned. From the highs of creating something that actually worked, to the lows of asking yourself, why is this shit still broken again? I've experienced both. I will walk you through what I've learned, what I wish I knew earlier, and some key things you might want to keep in mind if you're starting out. First of all, let's talk about the learning curve. GameMaker is advertised as being beginner friendly, and that is true to an extent. If you're just looking to make simple 2D games, you can dive in and start working on a project pretty fast. The drag and drop functionality is there to hold your hands, and the interface isn't super intimidating, so the learning curve isn't that bad. However, if you move beyond the basics, the training wheels comes off, and this is where things get more complicated. The transition from using drag and drop to coding in GML is where I almost gave up. I actually doesn't recommend it at all. If you've done any coding before, GML isn't going to be the hardest thing. But if you're new to programming, just like I was when I first started, it's still manageable and easy to read. It's really not that scary if you just take it one step at a time. So if you're really serious about making a game, trust me, forget the drag and drop, put it aside and start learning to code. It will save you a lot in the long run. Now I'd be lying if I said my whole experience was smooth. GameMaker can get pretty frustrating, especially when you hit a bug that doesn't seem to make any sense. There was a time where I couldn't figure out why my sprite wouldn't animate properly. I spent hours and hours looking at everything I did and trying different things, only just to realize it was due to the origin point that I kept overlooking because that's such a simple mistake to do. If you ever find yourself stuck, don't spend too long pulling your hair out. Just step away, come back later, and if that doesn't help, reach out for the community. The community will always be there for you. Speaking of the community, don't underestimate the value of the GameMakers community. There are tons of forum, Reddit threads, there's a Discord server where you can ask plenty of questions and get advice, and even in people's YouTube videos comment, people are here to help everywhere. It's amazing how quickly someone can point you in the right direction, or even offer you the solution. Everything also depends on how you approach your hours in GameMaker. If you're not watching any guides or reading any resources to actually use the engine, you're not gonna learn much. What worked the best for me is the 50-50 approach, which is I'd spend half of my time watching or reading guides, and the other half was actually applying what I learned. I watched a lot of guides, from Peyton Burnham to Sarah Spalding to Brackies and Herdbeast, you name it. Applying what I watched instantly in GameMaker was an amazing learning experience. I mostly can read code now. I'm not yet capable of creating my own script, my own code, but understanding what's going on is a huge improvement. So what's next for me? I'm planning on starting making my own game pretty soon. I say soon because right now I'm doing a challenge series on YouTube if you're interested. It's called Can a Beginner Recreate a Link to the Past in GameMaker? I'm pretty sure from the title you know what I'm doing, but I'm recreating the first dungeon for now from one of my favorite games of all time, which is Zelda A Link to the Past. By doing this, I'm challenging myself to apply everything I learned over these 100 hours. Once that's done, I'm gonna start my very first original game. I'm super excited to see where that goes. And that's about it for me, guys. If you want to share your thoughts on what I've said or your own experience, feel free to leave a comment below. I would really love to hear what you've learned, or how do you approach your hours in GameMaker like I did. And until next time, peace and keep on making games, boy.